But I'm Kamurai, and that camera's not framed correctly at all. It's just, oh my god, it's an earthquake. That's my day. It's Memorial Day. I found that out about 7:30. Actually, that's not true. It was 7:30 when I tried to go to Chick-fil-A and get breakfast so I could go to work and reward myself for trying to get myself up on time, which is ridiculous. So I ended up going down to Dunkin' Donuts, and I noticed, I'd noticed already, but I was just like, oh, maybe something's going on. Maybe there's construction diverting traffic. It was like a fucking ghost town this morning, which is really nice. But after I figured that out, I turned around, I went over to Publix, got myself a treat or two. And honestly, I was in Publix, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm just like, I remember when I used to get food here. Let's see what we can do from those days. I thought about it, I ended up getting a thing of frozen veggies. So hopefully for dinner, if I'm not being a douchebag, or if I even eat, I may just go to bed early. The idea was to take some of I got some frozen beef patty in there or something. Throw on the George Foreman, cook up a thing of the frozen vegetables, and have that if I'm going to eat anything. Of course, I've been living off soda and snack things I shouldn't eat today. Though we did take a nice nap together, didn't we, guys? And you all fucked off. We've got the orange one right here, but he's orange. Don't want to offset the color values on the camera. Okay, so that's that. Programming stuff. I fixed my issue. God, if I'd figured this out a month or two ago, I would have saved myself so much effort and myself the problem I'm in now. How do I say it? I had requested a string instead of an integer on a user prompt, and it changed the port that it was using. That's why I couldn't get it to work, because it was going to 10.243 or something instead of 25563. Not that really matters to anybody. So yeah, so Gamebox is making progress. I'm gonna I put out 6.0, which has the rotational functionality stuff, which is really sad that it's taken me that long to get there, because in Tabletop Simulator, it's all Unity and 3D based, so it's all built in. Well, it's not built in, but it's a lot easier to manage from a camera perspective. Whereas I had to create the camera perspective in Game Maker. And I've realized my zoom's not in 6.0, which is fucking weird. So that's in 7, or what's going to be 7. But I have to figure out how to get what into which, because I think the right way to do it is to actually take the connection scripts from the working version and put them into the version that has all the works, because I don't know why this fucking happens. I don't know why, okay, so look, Game Maker exists as a thing, 8.1. I highly encourage you to use that if you don't have to use Studio. If you don't need it on Android or iOS or whatever, use fucking 8.1. Much better, much cheaper. I don't know why when they upgraded, they took out a bunch of functionality and they forced you to do an installation package. Or maybe they're two different products and I haven't pieced this together properly yet. Because I could have been, if I'd been working 8.1, I actually would be a lot farther, and I could import it to Studio whenever the fuck I want. That's what I should have been doing, honestly, is doing all the work in 8.1 and then forward porting it to Studio. I feel fucking dumb. But we'll move on. They took out the thing where you can merge projects, which was like one of the most useful things for multiple people working on a thing. I think that was a business decision to get more copies sold, because if you can merge things, then more people can use the free version, and then you can merge it into one person who has the licensing. Whereas if multiple people are working on the same project, then they can work on the same project, and then you can have one set merging in the assets, the raw assets, not the game maker assets. So a bunch of bullshit there, but at least I know what's happening now. I can move forward. And like I've mentioned before, but like a lot of the next things I'm going to put in are going to be my games. And I think that's what I'm going to use Game Maker for, so that I don't have to do things if I get... I really don't know how I feel about you doing that anymore. But if I get anywhere with it in future, then great. I don't know if maybe I'll do Tabletop Simulator versions later. I could do Vassal versions. I mean, they're bound to happen anyways if they ever caught steam. And a couple of these are actually simple enough that it might be able to be done. The latest one that I know, looks gross, that one of my friends is or at least a couple of my friends are excited about, is The Way, and that one we need some art, but I think I'm pretty close to getting the card list down. I was trying to revisit and think about what I want, but it needs to be playtested as is, and I think it's where we want it. It's just as long as it actualizes like it theorizes, then we're okay. But like Sacred Offerings is definitely ready to go. I think that's it. Yeah, I really think that's the way to go with it. I don't know if that one will ever catch on, but it'll be nice to have a couple simple games in the host, if you will. So maybe that'll actually be another good thing. But I've got to fucking figure out how to get GIMP. Or maybe I could do it in Paint or something. I don't do Photoshop. I don't have anything fancy. I'm not willing to pay for it because I'm not a good enough artist to use it. But I should be able to do shapes in GIMP, and I don't think you actually can. But my point is that I need to be able to do, like, the triangle map is the one that's killing me. If I can't do a triangle, I definitely can't do what's above the pentagon or a hexagon or a septagon. I don't know how high up I go. I have to look at my concept maps. But I did manage to figure out how to change the layouts for those to have them print better and better in scale, just using Excel, which is like, eh. But they'll be fine for the prototypes they need to be. And even to get in an asset made for Gamebox eventually, it's getting nice, ready to print versions out that I can't. I can probably figure it out eventually. Let me say that. But like, I need someone who does graphic art, or someone who does layouts, web page type stuff, even. To do it. And so I had a guy ready to look over some cards before, so I may float an idea past him. Plus my Illinois friends are wanted to help out with something, so maybe it's something I can float by them at least. Having friends that do stuff that's not your stuff is good. It helps to have friends that do your stuff, though, so that you can talk about shop stuff, and then you talk to people in related industries about shared shop stuff. The games industry is interesting because anything past basic programming, like video games, are art. Like, there's finally started to be like academic pushes for it. or at least they contain art. They require art. And you can argue that it's up to half the game is art. The other part of it is mechanics, possibly a science, if you will. Yeah, I mean computer science, etc. So that's what that is. I finally got a couple games sold. I'll talk more about that over in Gaming Division. Or not sold, but on eBay listed. That's the word. Yeah, so the rest of my stress and sleep disorders. I forgot I actually wanted to talk about that directly. I'll see if I can remember around back. Is trying to figure out how to move to Texas and not go broke because I got rated for way less. I'm still hurting for things, and I shouldn't have been so enthusiastic about a couple of different game movements. I thought I had a better support system for gaming here. I fucking don't. So, let's stay down here. I like you, root beer. But the reality is that I made a bad investment. But if I hadn't done that, then I would be much closer. And then fucking dental keeps catching me. I keep forgetting I have appointments, and then I need to pay X amount. It's like, oh, fuck me. Because it's just so expensive. And so after I get this last cap or crown or whatever the fuck it is sorted out, then I think I'll be off dentist for a while. Yeah, so if I had made that, and like I would be a lot closer to having the wiggle room I need to do what I need to do to get at least a place there, so I can get a better job, so I can get better qualified. I just physically, I don't think I can stay here much longer, and work-wise, it's but I should be here until July anyways. Oh, get her, CT. It's so funny watching someone chase Ivory. Good luck was doing it the other day too. She looks like Ivory's been in a playful mood lately, so a little sitting by the fucking front door again, killing me. But she's getting stalked. Let's see if I can actually. That's the new thing on litter I just got, and that's my cord in the way there. She's not even that fat. She's just big. Or barreled, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, man. There was a time where I wanted to do like a Wednesday cat video day or something, and I think I was disenchanted with GoPro, which I still fucking need from Evan. If anyone who watches this talks to him, bitch at him. Don't give me my fucking camera back so I can sell it. I was so disenchanted with the GoPro 1 that I was just like, whatever. Because the sound quality is horrible unless you attach a microphone, because it's designed to be waterproof. And you can't have a waterproof option unless it's waterproofed, and which means the microphone's covered, which means it's sound dampened. So you have to disengage the waterproof case and attach a USB microphone to it. So it's just kind of stupid. But I get the point of it. It's what it's there for. It's for video. If you're doing things correctly anyways, you've got independent audio. But just for around the town nonsense, like, I would think that it would be fine for it. Yeah, but I gotta just manage my time better. I've got a lot of other things I need to be doing. And if I'm doing something recreational, at least it can be productive. The least productive thing I'm doing besides sleeping right now is, like, I'll get on Minecraft for my break, and because it's relaxing. And and I'm building stuff there, and I'll talk more about that over in Gaming Division in just a minute. I had a thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. So I was watching Mike Birbiglia's Sleepwalk with Me. It's the fictional story based on his real life where Lauren Ambrose plays his girlfriend Abby. And of course, I have a thing for the fair. So it's late. Like my mind's wandering. I'm all sleepwalky, and like so, I started making this checklist in my head of things I'm realizing relating to Mike Birbiglia's story. And I kick around in my sleep, but I don't sleepwalk yet. May happen. Fuck, I don't know what would happen to cats if I sleepwalk. Front door would be open, cats just everywhere. Maybe I'm making them into hats. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Just had the greatest picture of like standing in the corner facing the hamper and being like, Tux, there's a jackal. Okay, small tangent to my tangent or whatever my point. There's this thing, and apparently it happens in Australia and Western China, where like the mouse population booms so heavily that there's a plague of mice. I was just thinking how much fun these guys would have. Just that's how they get food, is they chase down like one of the thousands of mice that are laying around. That would be a good kitty life. Isn't that right, Tux? He's like right there. So back to my thing. So like I'm thinking about that, and Elizabeth Gardner, our people actually responded to it, so that was very kind of her. She offered to beat me. And I don't know if you've seen, but like 50 Shades of Grey, BDSM is all the new thing. So I'm just saying, Mark, watch your lady. No, fuck. But yeah, I ended up listing all these things, like primarily that if Lauren Ambrose wants a baby, Lauren Ambrose gets a baby. I think that's how that works in my head. I can't imagine ever cheating on someone that like I'm like, wow, you're stunning, and then someone trading someone that has that secret special skill for someone whose one boob is bigger than the other. Like that's Michael Birbiglia's words there, but it's I contain the same sediment. It's gritty, microns. But no, and then like just relationship realization. So it's not enough to be lonely and fix being lonely. You have to find the right person who actually supports you. I think the closest I've ever really been is someone who pulls their own weight, which I would have kept into that relationship had that been an option. Anyways, but like I've definitely done, like if we come to the middle ground, I've definitely done over my share in the majority of my relationships. But I very rarely, I think, have had anyone venture over to my side of it. And maybe it's better for like that support to come from people in general anyways. But it was just an interesting note that like I realized, and like I don't know what to do with, and it makes me glad I'm not serial dating or going to bars and drinking and lying, tricking women into bed, because that's not my bag. I could do it, but I don't enjoy it. I don't like it. And it's morally reprehensible on a normal social level, but it's the social norm. So fuck people. Yeah, that's I think that's how that works, is fuck people. But I'm happy to buy a little longer time, and again, like to their credit, like I wouldn't be after me either. But that's part of the thing too, is that like, hey, once I get some of these other check blocks done, I need to work on that. Because God forbid I actually end up with someone who likes me in that way, shape, or capacity at all. and then maybe they're turned off because I'm not. And then, furthermore, let's say I'm within standards. God bless them. And then I got to put them through that. Like, what was it? Louis C.K. had a bit where he was talking about, like, he was at one point, like, he was mad at his wife for not having sex with him, and then he thought about it, and he's like, I'm so thankful she slept with me for all those years. It's like she took 500 for the team, is what he said. And like, because look at me, like I got nothing. I mean, and I can bring it in the bedroom, but I don't know. Like, you've got to like convince the horse there's water there before you can get him to come and drink, and then let alone like it. So, surprising people is enough, because no one's going to sleep with you on the benefit of the doubt, especially women's. Because who was it? Somebody was talking about something else, and they were talking about, it was Chris. It's the guy from Undateable and Whitney, Chris and Epipiglia. He's actually pretty funny stand up too, so like he actually holds up there. What he was talking about, like, it's natural for women to delay having sex because they're letting someone inside them, and then there's the whole thing where like they grow a baby in there. So like it takes a little bit to get someone comfortable enough to like invite them over to your house, your apartment, wherever. It should take some consideration before they actually come in you. And that's guy, girl, whatever. Like if you receive fingers, etc., whatever. As a straight male, like, not really my world, but I empathize heavily. I think because I'm actually a straight male that does not receive, it's like, if I was going to do that, I think I would really have to be open-minded and trusting with that person. Guy, girl, plant, animal, vegetable, whatever. So yeah, it's just, that's what it is, you know? Hey, kitty. Well, come here. You look like you were considering it. Come here, princess. You're my angry princess. I love her dirty looks. It's great. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just an interesting footnote in my life that like this late in the game. And then taking a benchmark of how late in the game I am, because I have products that I've been working on since high school, that I stopped for about 6 years almost, because I just didn't know how to get them, or I didn't know enough of the steps to get it to fruition. And now I have that knowledge and I have that capability because fucking the world got easy. Between when I started college and now, fuck you. If you are a parent, guide your fucking child, because that's all they need. All they need is fucking like a little direction, little help, little personal assistance. And they don't have to go to college. They've got the fucking internet. They can learn everything they need to know from the safety of their home from 10 years forward, so that when they're in high school, their hobby is not sneaking off to college parties, but creating like an app, building computers in the garage, building the next drone, maybe making little killer wasp things that will go and fight locusts for us, nanobots, studying medicine. That's the doctors, the medical professionals that I want. Though maybe not lawyers, because our whole legal system needs to change, but like them too. Like that's what I wanted them to do as a hobby in high school, is get together, discuss, and play doctor or lawyer or whatever. Having mock trials in high school, like randomized instance if you don't have enough of your own. actually a high school court system would actually do wonders if it was led by the student body. But then you theoretically need enforcement. And, see, there she is. That's my angry princess. Where'd you go? Oh, you left. Okay. So by the time that you graduate high school, you are actively doing things that would be not profitable, but actionable in a profitable situation. Talk about, like, if you go back and, like, no, I'd rather just have been born later, because all these little douchebags now have it so fucking easy, and they're just, I'll go school like mom and pa did. Okay, that's not an intuitive accent, because normally that's the dumb redneck accent, right? Don't need no books for them learning stuff, but now it's the same assholes, like I'm gonna go to college because that's what mom and dad want me to do, and blah 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 blah. And now, like any time, it takes innovation from the standard or deviation from the standard to create innovation to make progress go forward. And I'm not pretending like me or like anyone I know is gonna actually be able to create nanobots or AI, or whatever else. But like, I think we can use some of what we have already and some of the cookie cutter ways to do things to make life a little bit better, one way or the other. So I'm gonna take a break here, and then I'm gonna go over to gaming division. I'm gonna do the gaming report for the week because that should have been done yesterday in theory. That's a notification. Why do I have notifications? Yeah, fuck you, Sven. I didn't want you to watch anyways. This isn't for you. It's for me and the people after that. I don't know why. I don't know what option it is that I could turn it off. Because like I wouldn't. I would just have this go through like my friends' notifications. Because in theory, this should be going from. Let's actually look that up. That's actually a really good question. Because this should be on Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, thanks, Windows. When I tell you, this is something else Windows has been doing. Like, I'll put TeamViewer on the other monitor, and then TeamViewer comes back to the monitor I just moved it from when it activates, and it's like, fuck you. And maybe that's a TeamViewer thing, not a Windows thing, but I would think that would be a thing about how Windows handles things. And ooh, geez. Okay, so when you go to my thing, nope, it's the top thing is the quote of the day. What's a butt plug? It's a plug for your butt. Next question. So I'm actually a little upset that this isn't showing up on my Twitter. I don't know why I went to YouTube again. I really doubt if it didn't show up on my Twitter, I'm really doubting it showed up on my Facebook. But I know Gaming Division does. No, I knew I shouldn't have clicked on this. Sorry, you know when you log into things, you just immediately like click on things, and then I get distracted by pretty. Okay. Shame on me. I actually need to see my profile. Change all my pictures. Just that. All right. So apparently, I have a setting somewhere that's not correct, because this is not going out through Twitter, through whatever. Part of me just wants to sit here and do it right now. Just be like, change all the things. Notification. Send me emails about YouTube activity. Nope. Connected accounts. Let's see, my Twitter's here. So why wouldn't someone upload a video? So maybe it'll notify when I'm uploading the video. But then how does the game... Oh, this doesn't make any sense at all. Privacy. Additional features. Enable live events? Maybe that's why. Because I know that's enabled on Gaming Division. I think I experimented with that. So maybe that's what was wrong. All right, I guess we'll find out next week. Exciting conclusions to how do we do's and how do we nots. Butts.